How we doing today, man? I've been on live all morning, and that's why this video is so late. That kind of stinks because it really stinks to make this video super late. We are in a live trade on NQ, but it's paper, and the trade would actually be closed because I would have closed this trade at 12:50, 12:50 on this candle here. Why would I close the trade there? Because we ran out this high and made SMT with ES. So I just wasn't paying attention to the trade. It's a paper trade. But today was pretty clean, and today was no, not even frustrating. But today was a day. Today's a day that I know isn't going to do well on YouTube in terms of views, right? And that's cool. I've had to accept it, but I'm addicted to the view count, and I'm addicted to growing my YouTube channel. So it is annoying, but I'm going to have to accept the fact that today isn't a day that is going to get many views because I can't think of a great title. Because the reality is I took one trade today, I followed my plan, and I got break even on it. And that's the reality. So I'm going to review why I took the trade, what I learned from it, and what I learned from the day. And it's not going to get me a lot of views. It's probably going to be a 10 to 10 video because I don't have a clickbait title of blowing an account, of breaking my rules, of over leveraging, of making mistakes. I don't have all those key buzzwords to try and build viewers. So I'm just going to be honest and say that because it is frustrating. That's a hard part with making YouTube videos is because it's hard to see your growth slow down. And my growth on YouTube has been slowing. It's still been great. I've still been getting good views. I'm super happy. I'm stoked about that. But again, I'm documenting my trading journey. I might as well kind of talk about the social media journey too, because it is hard. It is hard. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to make these videos. I don't spend time editing them, but it's just like trading. It's hard to take a loss. So it's hard to lose viewers, or it's hard to not grow as quick. It's hard to do these things in trading, right? I had a really great month in April, and then May, my YouTube channel did still good, right? Again, I'm not complaining, but it didn't do as good, and that's mentally hard when it doesn't matter. It's not like a thing that should matter to me, but it does. So I just wanted to preface this video by saying that, and in this stay to my roots, I'm just gonna explain my day, what I saw, what I learned from it. I'm not gonna try and sit here and I can't tell you guys I blew my account when I didn't. I can't tell you guys that I did whatever just to try and get more views. So saying all that, I'll just jump into it. What was I looking at today? I was looking at the higher time frame, and I realized that we had an SMT on both sides of the market. We had an SMT here, bearish, and we had a bullish SMT, right? We had a bullish SMT in this 4-hour gap. What was I leaning towards? I was leaning towards a long bias. Why? Because even though we had the SMT here, the higher time frame narrative is still bullish, right? We are still in an uptrend on the higher time frame. Again, this is the 15-minute, but I'm zoomed out, so if you zoom out, it's kind of like looking at the hourly or 4-hour. So the 4-hour is very bullish, right? We've been very bullish. So again, the higher time frame narrative is still bullish until we start, where do you flip bias? Whenever you start seeing this, right? This is clearly bearish. Overall, looking bullish. Oh, well, we displaced, clearly bearish, right? You can't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend, right? Don't fight the trend. You have a higher chance of trading if you're trading with the trend. So what was I looking at going to today? I was noticing both sides divergences. And also, Forex Factory, we had nothing today. So I was expecting a no news Monday with a pretty good week of news. So I came into the today with a bias of, I came in with the preconceived notion that today would be lower probability for me, for how I like to trade, what I've learned through things I've learned. So I came into that. So that's a key thing. That's very key. I came into today with the idea that it would be lower probable because we have no news today and tomorrow, and then we have CPI on Wednesday, so this should be a better day. Thursday, we have PPI, so that should be a better day, and then we have Friday news. So I'm expecting better price action Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday than Monday. And if we look at the 1-hour chart, we're in a range. We're in a consolidation range right here. So immediately, it's less probable, in my opinion, in this range because we could be drawing higher or lower. We have SMTs on both sides. So that's what I'm noticing. Coming into today, I'm noticing SMTs on both sides. That frames the idea. What do I look at then, right? I'm looking at this. So same thing on ES. I want to show you guys this. Let's do this. Hopefully NQ's here. It's not. Okay, then we'll go over here. We'll go here. Open anyways. Cancel, save my, I can't save my change. This is annoying. All right, save the change. Okay, NQ's there. Cool. What's happening here? Okay. NQ. Let's split screen. Why is it lagging? Okay, split screen with ES. Buddy, what is happening? What is happening right now? Let's take this time to say use code Diego on Apex and Alpha Futures. Shameless plug. How do I get rid of these background slashes and scales? It doesn't matter that much. It does not matter. Okay, cool. Let's just get to this. 15-minute. Wow, I haven't been on this chart in so long that we're so far away. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's get the indicator up here as well. My favorite, seek and destroy. Cool. I don't need to add to. Okay, why is this glitching so much? Hopefully this video is not glitching. Okay, perfect. We had London low right here. Let's go on the 5-minute. We have London low, and then let's turn this one on here. On the 5-minute, let's turn this on. Cool. London low. London low. Key levels of liquidity is what we're looking for. This is the London session. New York opens, drops down, market open, sweeps. Sweeps the low. Does not sweep the low on ES or on NQ. We do not sweep the low. Very, very small, very subtle. Very subtle, right? But we sweep in an hourly gap. So I wanted to show the context of the bullish bias because I came in with a mixed bias and I immediately found my direction, right? So we have the sweep there. What is that also? That's an hourly gap on both charts. An hourly gap here. You can see we trade into the hourly gap. We don't trade into the hourly gap. That's really small here. But we don't trade into the hourly gap on NQ. So again, bullish. How does this candle close? It closes very bullish. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys the SMT. And then here's the other SMT that I was talking about earlier that gave a framework. Why does this one matter more to me? Well, this SMT matters a lot here, right? This is what I meant by double SMT. This is what I meant by double SMT. Right here. So we had a double SMT, which means we are bullish and bearish on both sides. So what am I going to do here? And we actually had triple. Like that. It's actually wild. So we had another bearish SMT here. So anyways, we have SMTs everywhere. So how do you use these? Because people always talk SMT this, SMT that. How do you use it to actually read the market? Or at least, how do I do it, right? Don't listen to me for advice because I'm just trying to figure things out, right? I just want to preface that too. I'm still learning. How do I read it, at least? Well, we have an SMT here, and we have this prominent swing low. So we expect to still be bullish, right? We still expect to be bullish. And we expect that we could at least turtle soup this low and get a rebalance. So we got a rebalance. How? We got the SMT, we got another SMT, and we start manipulating lower. Slowly but surely we hold the 1 hour gap, and then we displace, and we run the low, and we create a bullish SMT. So we don't know if we're going to keep going lower or not, but we do know when we run through this imbalance right here, on the hourly, we run through this bearish imbalance, and we end up respecting it well a few times. We can have a bullish bias. We sweep out London low, a very important liquidity pool, and we have a bullish SMT, and we get a nice displacement candle. That's the framework. That's the framework. That's the logic behind it. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm kind of scatterbrained today. I've been talking on live since 9 a.m. It's 1, so it's a long time to just talk constantly. But yeah, so now let's just keep going with the charts. So that's the context to the framework, right? And then what happens? So we see SMTs everywhere, cool. But the one that we care about the most is this one because that's the important one. Why? These SMTs no longer matter to me. Why? Because we did our job with those SMTs. Those SMTs did the job to displace and take out the liquidity down here, right? So because of that, we get a nice sweep. We run up. We have all of this generated liquidity now, market open. We have all of this liquidity generated. And then we have these highs as well. So previous day high on Friday to target. So very, very simple day. But again, price action wasn't favorable in terms of a Monday, no news. I took this 5-minute inversion right here. It didn't close on the NQ chart. It did on the MNQ. So that's why you'll see me take the trade. But regardless, I still like the entry. So what happens here? We see a very, very strong 15-minute close, a very, very strong wick. This is a very telling wick right here. This is a very telling wick. This one right here. Let me get closer. This is a very important wick because that shows a real reaction, right? I love to use wicks for my trading. This is a very good reaction in the market to show you that you're rejecting an area, right? We swept these lows and we failed to close. Very, very bullish close. So the 5-minute comes in, and then also we have the low resistance liquidity right here, and we have a very beautiful setup. So this candle was the one that closed that I got in on. So I'll show you guys the executions, the live execution. I got in on this close, had my stop loss below this low. I actually had my stop here, and then I decided to put at the low. So we saved ourselves. We saved ourselves a loss, and we ended up getting break even. Anyways, I'll show you obviously why I went break even, but we ended up, what is this? I forgot what this gap was. The hourly inversion. We don't need that anymore. We end up getting the resweep of this swing low. We get a change in state delivery, a perfect retrade into the CISD right here. This fair value gap as well. The reason I entered the trade is because we inversed the 5-minute on NQ chart, MNQ, and we so we inversed there. Hold on, just getting this all drawn. We inversed. We had a fair value gap, a bullish gap, change in state delivery after sweeping S&T with London low, displace higher. We create an order block. We trade into the fair value gap right here, and we displace. We use the fair value gap to displace, inverse the 5-minute. I jump in. So now I'll just show you guys the live trade. That was the idea, and I'm not unhappy with it. I got this. I got break even, but I'm very fine getting break even on this trade. Because I would go break even every time. With all things considered, S&T on both sides of the market. I went over why the S&T didn't really matter on the upside, on the downside, but I'm happy with this trade. This is by far like a great trade, a great break even. What if I didn't move my stop to break even? I wouldn't have got break even. I would have won the trade. But you win some, you lose some, right? Again, I'm always going break even at these highs right here. I'm always going break even. So we get in the market when it closes, no hesitation. I think we got in no hesitation, started running instantly, and we had our stop at this low because I wanted to mitigate risk. And then I realized that could be a soup. We could soup that low. So I end up moving my stop loss beneath the fair value gap low right here. And at first it looks like, okay, cool, maybe I'm going to take a bigger loss now. But then market does soup that low. So it was good to put my stop loss lower underneath the change in state delivery. We reject perfectly. We never go lower. CE of the 1 minute. Beautiful stuff. We get a very nice close here, and I wait for the close. And as soon as we get the nice close, I trail my stop loss. Why did I trail my stop loss? I trail it because we souped this low inside of fair value gap, change in state delivery, retapped. We shouldn't come back down. We shouldn't spend any more time here. If we do, I'm fine taking the loss because we're already spending too much time in this area for my liking, and we are about to enter the macro. So macro opens, we get displacement. I'm not moving my stop early. I'm staying to my stop loss. I'm not freaking out. I'm not worried about the fact that we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of drawdown. I'm staying cool, calm, collected. I'm very happy with today. I didn't make any money. That's why it's frustrating sometimes because you don't make money even when you have a great day. I was just marking out this fair value gap that was been rejecting. And at this point, I go break even when we get a little bit closer to this gap. So at this point, I go break even. Reason being, well, I don't want to lose. This is too early to go break even. I should wait for this high to get taken out first. I definitely should have waited for this high to get taken out. But I went break even early. So that is a small mistake. But overall, I'm happy with how I managed this part of the trade. And it's not the worst break even because we should accelerate through here, especially in the macro. And we end up getting a nice close. So I would be break even at this point anyways. Right here, we tag all these highs out. I would be break even, right? We ran all this liquidity. This is New York session open liquidity, so that's very important. And I'm fine going break even here. And we just let the trade play out. Didn't do anything. Didn't close the trade early. Nothing. Cool. That's a really good close. I really thought we were going to hit take profit. So if I wasn't at break even already, I would definitely be break even at this point. And it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. Sometimes that's trading. The world's not against you. Trading's not against you. It's just sometimes the market doesn't deliver when you want it to, and that's fine. It was a no news Monday when we have a very big week of news coming up, and there's mixed bias on the market. It was choppy, right? This is good price action, but it's choppy on the 1 minute. So I'm more than happy to protect myself because I know if I were to have taken a loss, if I would leave my stop here and it comes down and stops me out after being this close to take profit, I know myself and I know I would be very, very emotional the rest of the day. So by going break even, I'm protecting myself from potential further mistakes. So we end up getting stopped at break even here. And yeah, that's the day. And I didn't like anything else. We end up holding the 5 minute gap. We end up holding the 5 minute gap perfectly. The inversion right here. We end up holding that nicely. Get rid of that two things. We end up holding that nicely, running the low resistance liquidity, and then we actually end up delivering perfectly, right? But what happens, right? Why can I not take this trade after we get above here? Whenever I see this, when I saw this close here, and I saw us close above, make the order block, and then run higher, I knew for a fact we're going to see previous day's high. But I can't enter because it's not my model, right? I can't enter here. I cannot enter here because we're too far in premium. I cannot take an entry just because we have a, where was it? Just because we have a down close candle and then an up close candle with an order block. This is a down close candle, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why it's like that. It's down close here. See, it's a down close right here. So I don't know if it is or not. But just because we get a fair value gap after making a little pullback doesn't mean I can go long, even though I'm confident this high. This trade was great. I had a great trading day. We're going to journal this and journal the fact that if I didn't move my stop loss, I would have made money. And I'm going to keep taking stats and seeing, okay, would I make more money if I held my trade? Would I make less money? What's the overall census, right? And 10 a.m. really cooked here today. 10 a.m. reversal, we were coming down, and then 10 a.m. was this candle right here with no wick. Pumped, came back down one more time to CE of the 5 minute IFVG, and then ripped. Really beautiful day. I just didn't get a big piece of it. So, yeah, that's my explanation for the trade. I'm going to have to just swallow and take the hit of the fact that I'm not going to get many views on this video because I made no money, and people don't care about seeing that. People don't care about the boring days where I follow my rules, where I take a nice trade and it doesn't deliver fully, and where I learn, right? But I gotta stop worrying about other people. I have to just keep worrying about myself. And I got better today. I saw the market well. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with today. So that's my video. Shout out Cristiano Ronaldo for winning a trophy. Wow, man, it almost moved me to tears. I was so happy for him. I'm so happy for him, man. I love Ronaldo. I would spend another year unprofitable just to see Ronaldo win a World Cup. And I hate being unprofitable. So we're getting better. We followed our rules for 3 straight days. We're going to try and make that 10 straight days. And if I can do that for 10 days, I can do it for 100 days. I can do it for a million days. I can do it for the rest of my life. I'm really excited, man. I really feel like, I'm learning some good lessons in life. I'm getting better. That's all that matters. So I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Again, like I said, it just sucks. I'm sitting here knowing this video is not going to do that well. Also because of the time of day I'm uploading it. So a lot of things, and it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating to see less growth on your channel. It gets addicting. So I appreciate you guys. If you're going to get an Alpha Futures account or an Apex account, use my code. It gets you a discount, and it helps me out a lot. We are about $50 away from the giveaway on Alpha Futures. It's been a slow grind, but it's getting there. I'm excited for that, and I will see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.